This is the WWE NXT December 17, 2024 full show results video, and the show started with a match between Axiom vs Oba Femi, and the result of this match was Oba Femi defeated Axiom when Axiom goes off the top, missile dropkick lands true, kip up, feeling it, golden ratio caught and countered into a huge tossing slam and Femi pops him up a second time and hits the fall from grace to win the match by pinfall. Eddie Thorp is interviewed backstage and he says he's brilliant and he fooled everyone and you can save your chastisement because anybody else would be called a genius for it. Ava Rain rolls up and says everybody knows Thorp took a shortcut but the contract is signed. Eddie cuts her off and says he just worked smarter and not harder, and by the end of the night you will call him NXT champion. We get footage from over the weekend of Dion Lennox and Karmen chatting about Ashante the Adonis. He thinks she should apologize, she agrees, they hug and Adonis rolls up and blows his top because in Sashetara monogamous world you're not allowed to hug anyone who is a potential romantic partner. Indeed, Adonis rants about how maybe he's gonna go hug all the other girls in NXT and says oh my god, how do you people live like this? It's insane, completely crazy go nuts. The next match happened between Meta Girls, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, versus Soul Ruka and Zarya. Legend goes for a big splash, but Zarya ducks out of the way. Zarya tags in Ruka, assisted Hurricane Rana. Ruka ducks a clothesline from Jackson. Ruka super kicks Jackson. Ruka with the flying crossbody block off Jackson's back and Zarya sends Jackson crashing into Legend on the outside. Legend rocks Ruka with a forearm smash. Zarya nearly spears Ruka. Legend nails Ruka with the pump kick. Zarya goes for the F5, but Jackson gets in the way. Legend dumps Zarya over the top rope. In the end, Jackson lands the suicide dive and Legend connects with the bougie bully drop, and Metaphor won the match by pinfall. We get a recap of Tyriek Igwe walking out on Tyson DuPont last week, plus backstage footage of Tyriek berating Tyson for being too friendly, and Wesley pops up to be the devil on Igwe's shoulder. The next match happened between Jada Parker vs Ren Sinclair. Sinclair shoots in for the single leg, Parker fends her off with a clubbing blow, whip to the corner, big elbow, she throws Ren into the turnbuckles and hammers her ribs to set up the double jump seated senton and the high step. Jada grinding her down with a full Nelson, suplex, cover for two, Ren coming back with chops, shoulder blocks, northern crossbody. In the end, knee to the midsection sets up a butterfly suplex and Parker rolls to the floor, then OTM and no quarter crew club square up and start brawling. Jada scoops Sinclair up, shoved into the apron, and hits to the hypnotic, and defeated Ren Sinclair by pinfall. Backstage somewhere, Shotzi Blackheart holds court with Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan and Shotzi says she helped them out because they remind her of herself, and Tatum says they're the two friends she didn't know she needed and she's so glad they'll play with her. Gigi says first they have to take care of Fatal Influence. Paxley says she'll rip their heads off just like she does to dolls and they all have a good laugh. Cut to Fatal Influence laughing at them backstage and they throw some mockery the weird girls way in Unholy Union roll up dressed like the worst girls I went to high school with to throw some shade right back at Fatal Influence. The next match happened between Fraxium vs Gallas for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Coffee trips Axiom up in the ropes and the Gallas boys press the attack. Fraser gets in after a long while, frog splash, but Wolfgang breaks it up. Back and forth, Nathan with a folding press for two, sleeper hold but Axiom accidentally hits his own partner with golden ratio. Axiom barely fends Gallas off with a flip piledriver on Coffee, Nathan with a poison Frankensteiner on Wolfgang and all four guys are down and out. Spanish Fly connects, Axiom dives on the floor, Fraser in the ring and hits the Phoenix Splash, and Fraxium won the match by pinfall to retain the NXT Tag Team Championship. Backstage, JeVon Evans hypes Hank and Tank up and they hype him up until all ego Ethan Paige pushes past them. Back from the commercial, Charlie Dempsey leads Lexus King through a deck of cards workout, where they go card by card through a standard deck of playing cards interpreting them as various workout routines. They get all sweaty, King earns Dempsey's respect and an NXT Heritage Cup match, and it's all kinds of homoerotic and adorable actually. All ego Ethan Paige walks out sad with a microphone, apologizing but saying he's just got to get something off his chest. Everyone has every right to boo him and he's gotten the same energy at home the last couple weeks and he deserves it and says nobody understands the journey he's had or the sacrifices he's made. He promised his daughter he'd win the big one and he did. He became NXT champion and talks to his wife, telling her that without her there is no Ethan Paige. He did it, but it rips him apart because every time he loses, his wife loses, his daughter loses, his son loses, the fans who blindly supported him, they lose. When he goes home and his daughter looks through his bag and doesn't come up with a title, when his son cries because he can't find a video of his dad winning, when he goes home and sees the disappointment in his wife's eyes, it eats him up. He doesn't know if he loves this anymore, and to be honest, he's lost his smile. You can mock him for being emotional, but then comes JeVon Evans. He says he wanted to come out here and apologize for what he said back there, but maybe Ethan understands now about how hearing other people's accomplishments can suck, and he came in here with an ego, but he doesn't think that's the real Ethan Paige. He's seen the real Ethan Paige at Heatwave, and it's not what he did in the match, but what he did after. He won the title and looked at his kids and his wife and said he loved them, and Evans will be real with him. Not everyone can do that. The joy at seeing his family, the smile, that was a proud dad and a proud husband, a smile from somebody who busted ass for 18 long years to get where they deserved. Evans tells Paige that he deserves to be here and the fans want him here, and he should drop all ego and show us girl dad Ethan Paige, proud husband Ethan Paige, and he's proud of him, from the bottom of his heart. Ethan thanks JeVon and says he's right. It's also clear, he shouldn't be worried about losing his smile, he should worry about taking his hashtag Ethan Paige decks him with the mic and rains grounded punches down on him. He goes and gets a chair from under the ring, horse-collas JeVon with it, and stomps, blood sprays out of JeVon Evans' mouth. Trick Williams is interviewed in a bunker somewhere and he offers his sympathies to JeVon Evans and talks about how he's gonna kick Eddie Thorp's ass. Obafemi rolls up to wish him luck and says he hopes Trick does win because he'd rather win the title from him. We get a Stephanie Baker promo at Cora Jade built around the idea that Cora doesn't know how hard she worked to get here. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Eddie Thorp versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Feeling out, Williams clips him with a couple shoulder blocks, shot off, Thorp bails to the floor for a breather. Pulling Trick out, the champ kicks him into the announce desk, fighting around ringside, big chops from Williams against the barricade. Thorp working a cravate, grinding Williams down, a little back and forth off the ropes, Trick with the flapjack and he's feeling it. Spiking Eddie with a bookend, cover for two, Thorp with the sweet Randy Orton back-to-back backbreaker, Trick shoves him into the corner, fireman's carry, attitude adjustment connects. Eddie hits the Impaler DDT but the referee is knocked down in the process and there's no count, backup referee in the ring, Trick with a schoolboy, but so close. Thorp with a German suplex, heel kick, big boot, Williams explodes out of the corner with trick shot but Thorp puts a hand around him as both referees count, and no finished is announced as the referees disagree on who made the cover and talk it over with Ava Raine at ringside. This was the very dramatic end to this match, but I believe that Trick Williams will be retaining the NXT Championship. What do you think? Are we going to see any interesting angle from this or Trick will be retained? Tell me in the comments section about today's WWE NXT show, whether you liked or not. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe the Wrestling Battle for the latest news and results from Pro Wrestling World, like the video, and thanks for watching the video.